Do your legs feel weaker, heavier, or just not as steady as they used to? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and no, it's not just getting older. These changes could be early signs of deeper muscle issues that, if ignored, might seriously impact your strength and independence over time. Most of us think we're doing the right things. Maybe you're taking supplements, eating healthy foods, doing your best to stay active. But here's the twist. Two vitamins that are often praised for their health benefits might actually be quietly draining your leg strength every single day. That's right. The very things you trust to help you could be holding you back. In this video, we'll uncover these hidden culprits, show you what to avoid, and most importantly, reveal the simple, natural ways to rebuild strong, steady legs so you can move freely and stay independent for years to come. Before we dive into those vitamins, let's talk about something that's often overlooked, but is just as damaging: unhealthy foods. Let's talk about sugar. Not the kind found in a crisp apple or a handful of ripe berries, but the kind tucked into that slice of frosted cake, the cookie with your afternoon tea, or the fizzy soda on a warm afternoon. For many, sugary treats are tied to comfort, tradition, even celebration. But after 60, this sweet pleasure can quietly begin to work against you, particularly your legs. Let's explore this together. When we consume refined sugar, common in packaged desserts, pastries, and candies, it sets off a chain reaction in the body. One of the first things sugar does is fan the flames of inflammation. And that inflammation? It doesn't just float around aimlessly. It settles, often in your joints and muscles, silently contributing to stiffness, sensitivity, and sometimes even pain. If your legs have started to feel more fatigued or achy than they used to, sugar may be one of the unseen culprits. And it's not just inflammation. Excess sugar is deeply tied to insulin resistance. When your body struggles to respond to insulin, it's like the energy your muscles rely on gets stuck in traffic. The fuel doesn't arrive. And without proper fuel, leg muscles tire quickly. They weaken. Recovery takes longer. Over time, sugar also contributes to weight gain. Even modest extra weight means your legs must carry more than they were designed for. This constant burden can wear down the muscles and joints more rapidly, especially in older adults already facing sarcopenia, the natural decline in muscle mass that comes with age. And there's more. Sugar doesn't just impact energy and weight. It influences circulation too. It can damage the tiny vessels that carry oxygen and nutrients to your lower limbs. That means slower healing, diminished strength, and a greater vulnerability to cramps or discomfort. What starts as a sugary treat becomes a slow erosion of your leg's resilience. Now, think about this. Most sugary foods offer nothing in return. No protein to repair muscle. No magnesium to support contractions. No fiber. No nourishment. Just empty calories. And to make matters worse, many store-bought sweets come with artificial additives that may worsen inflammation even further. Dyes, preservatives, emulsifiers, all of them can quietly strain your body's delicate systems. Here's something worth reflecting on. In the past week, how many moments involved a sugary indulgence? And in the hours or days that followed, did you notice tightness, soreness, or unusual fatigue in your legs? The connection is subtle, but meaningful. The good news? Change doesn't have to be dramatic. One small shift is choosing natural alternatives. A bowl of fresh fruit with a sprinkle of cinnamon. A homemade baked treat where you control the ingredients. When sugar comes from whole foods, fruits for instance, it brings along fiber and antioxidants. It nourishes rather than depletes. And what about the drinks we reach for? This is where things often go unnoticed. Sodas, sweetened teas, fruit punches, those dessert-like coffee drinks, they're more than just beverages. They are, in effect, liquid sugar. And unlike solid sweets, these go down fast, delivering a flood of glucose into your bloodstream. This sudden spike can strain your pancreas, triggering a surge of insulin. And over time, this roller coaster disrupts your body's ability to manage blood sugar efficiently. When blood sugar is unstable, the body suffers in many ways. Muscles, especially large ones like those in your legs, are among the first to feel it. You might experience fatigue, shakiness, or a general sense that your legs just aren't as strong as they used to be. According to the CDC, sugary drinks are one of the leading sources of added sugars in most diets. Just one can of soda may contain up to 10 teaspoons of sugar. That's often the entire day's limit, gone in a few sips. And while these drinks may be sweet, they offer no support for muscle health, no nutrients, no strength. Instead, they may raise levels of uric acid in the body, a risk factor for gout, which often begins with searing pain in the feet, ankles, or knees. Not just discomfort, disabling discomfort. Before the mass production of sugar, these problems were far less common. But today, it's easy to sip our way into inflammation, joint pain, and weakness, often without realizing it. That afternoon iced tea, the fruit-flavored hydration drink, the sweetened coffee on your drive, they add up. But there's power in simplicity. Water, yes, water is a quiet hero. It hydrates, supports circulation, and helps muscles function efficiently. If plain water feels dull, infuse it with lemon, mint, or slices of cucumber. Herbal teas, served warm or chilled, are another soothing, sugar-free choice. And while we've talked about sugar in sweets and drinks, there's still one more common pleasure we haven't touched: fried foods, golden fries, crispy chicken, those tempting fried snacks. They offer crunch and comfort, but at a cost. Fried foods are often rich in trans fats and inflammatory oils. These fats travel through your bloodstream and ignite inflammatory processes, again targeting joints and muscles. For your legs, this can mean stiffness, swelling, and a slower ability to repair after everyday use. Worse yet, these unhealthy fats interfere with circulation. Your muscles thrive when blood delivers oxygen and nutrients efficiently. But when circulation falters, your legs can feel heavy, tired, and increasingly weak. So, while fried foods satisfy a craving in the moment, they may quietly chip away at your leg strength over time. But awareness opens the door to change. You don't need to eliminate joy from your meals. You simply need to realign that joy with choices that nourish. Choose roasted instead of fried. Pick whole fruits over packaged sweets. Sip water instead of soda. It's not about restriction. It's about respect for your body, for your legs, and for the life you want to continue walking through, strong and steady. Your legs carry you through so much. Give them the kindness they deserve. In our fast-paced lives, convenience often dictates our food choices. And few things are as convenient as processed meats. Think bacon for breakfast, a ham sandwich for lunch, or sausages for dinner. While they certainly save time, they can hide significant health hazards, particularly for the strength and well-being of your legs as you age. So, what makes these everyday items problematic? A primary concern is their typically high sodium content. Many processed meats are loaded with salt, used as a preservative and flavor enhancer. Excessive sodium contributes to high blood pressure and encourages fluid retention. This can leave your legs feeling swollen, heavy, and uncomfortable, a sensation many older adults unfortunately experience. Beyond sodium, many processed meats are packed with chemical preservatives, such as nitrates and nitrites. While these extend shelf life and maintain color, they can contribute to chronic inflammation when consumed regularly. This isn't just general inflammation. It can specifically target your joints and muscles, potentially leading to ongoing discomfort in your leg muscles, ankles, and knees. That stiffness you might feel upon waking? Your breakfast sausage could be a factor. Another significant drawback is the often high saturated fat content. Diets rich in these fats can negatively impact cardiovascular health, contributing to plaque buildup in arteries. This, in turn, can compromise circulation and reduce blood flow to your muscles. When your leg muscles don't receive an adequate supply of oxygen and vital nutrients, their ability to maintain strength and regenerate is impaired, leading to gradual weakening. Furthermore, the combination of preservatives and other additives can place an additional burden on your body's detoxification systems, particularly your liver and kidneys. These organs are vital for filtering out compounds that, if accumulated, can contribute to muscular weariness. Some studies also suggest certain preservatives might interfere with glucose metabolism, potentially lowering energy available to your muscles. Again, the impact is often felt in the legs as persistent tiredness. While older adults sometimes opt for these products for ease and perceived protein, dietary quality becomes even more important in this stage of life. The convenience might come at too high a price. When it comes to protein, the source matters just as much as the quantity. Here's a rather sobering fact. The World Health Organization (WHO) has classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning there's sufficient evidence it can cause cancer in humans, specifically colorectal cancer. This puts it in the same category as tobacco smoking. While our focus is leg health, it's a stark reminder of broader implications. This brings me to a reflective point for you. Considering your typical weekly shopping, how frequently do processed meats feature? Have you ever considered these convenient options might be contributing to feelings of leg heaviness or those unexplained aches? It's a connection not always obvious, but one that mindful eating might illuminate. The good news: making healthier choices isn't complicated. Prioritizing fresh, lean protein, baked or grilled chicken or fish, eggs, lentils, beans, lean unprocessed red meat is a fantastic first step. Simple swaps make all the difference. Avocado on toast instead of bacon. Leftover roasted chicken in your sandwich instead of deli ham. Your body, especially your legs, will notice the benefits, feeling lighter, stronger. Now, from processed meats, let's shift to another ultra-processed category that can be detrimental, often masquerading as a simple dairy choice: ultra-processed cheeses. Cheese, in its traditional forms, can be nutritious. However, the dairy aisle is filled with ultra-processed cheeses, those perfectly uniform slices, spreadable cheese, and cheese sauces. While convenient, these often mask risks for leg strength after 60. What makes these cheese foods different? Firstly, like processed meats, they are often very high in sodium, leading to fluid retention and heavy legs. Secondly, they frequently contain high levels of unhealthy saturated fats, impairing circulation and reducing nutrient flow to leg muscles. But perhaps the most insidious issue lies in their additives: emulsifiers, artificial colors, flavor enhancers, and, critically, phosphates. While phosphorus is essential, inorganic phosphates added to processed foods are absorbed differently and can disrupt your body's mineral balance. This is where it gets particularly concerning for leg health. These added phosphates can interfere with calcium and magnesium absorption, vital for muscle contraction, nerve function, and bone health. When this is compromised, it can manifest as muscle weakness, fatigue, joint discomfort, and even nighttime leg cramps. Your leg muscles are often the first to signal this imbalance. Another significant downside is that these ultra-processed cheeses often offer lower quality protein compared to natural cheeses. The intense industrial processing can denature proteins and reduce overall nutritional density. This means while you might be consuming calories, your body isn't receiving the optimal building blocks required to sustain and repair muscle mass. And as we age, preventing sarcopenia is key to maintaining independence. Choosing these products regularly is like filling your plate with empty calories that do little to support your body's structural needs. Have you ever noticed that after a meal heavy in processed foods, including these types of cheeses, your body feels sluggish? This isn't just your imagination. It can be a direct result of their demineralizing and inflammatory action. Over time, the lack of essential nutrients and the burden of processing artificial ingredients can contribute to bone weakness and a decline in muscular performance. Simple activities, like a short walk, might feel more effortful. Historically, processed cheese was invented in the early 20th century primarily to extend shelf life for export, not for optimal nutrition. The good news: enjoying cheese healthily is possible. Opt for natural, less processed cheese like ricotta, cottage cheese, feta, fresh mozzarella, or good quality aged cheddars and Swiss in moderation. Reading labels is key. Look for shorter ingredient lists. And remember, as we delve deeper, we are steadily uncovering these hidden saboteurs of leg strength. We're also very close now to revealing those two crucial vitamins that, when mismanaged, can surprisingly work against you. Next up, let's sweeten things up a bit again, but perhaps not in the way you'd expect as we look at a popular dessert that can be problematic: industrial ice creams. On a hot day, or as a comforting dessert, what could be more delightful than ice cream? While homemade or artisanal ice cream can be an occasional treat, industrial ice creams are often a different beast entirely, posing a significant threat to your leg health after 60. What's lurking in that carton? Firstly, many are loaded with refined sugar. We've discussed how this leads to blood sugar spikes and crashes, contributing to insulin resistance and sapping your muscles of stable energy. This volatility can leave your legs feeling weak and heavy. A single serving can sometimes pack more sugar than several cookies. Secondly, these ice creams are often high in unhealthy saturated fats and sometimes trans fats used for texture and shelf life. These fats can negatively impact your cardiovascular system. When blood vessels aren't efficient, oxygenated blood has a harder time reaching your legs, potentially causing numbness, tingling, and cramps, leading to muscle weakening over time. But the concerns don't stop at sugar and fat. Industrial ice creams frequently contain a cocktail of artificial colors, flavors, emulsifiers, and thickeners. These additives can trigger or aggravate inflammatory responses, a primary driver of joint and muscle tissue damage. They can also encourage digestive and hormonal imbalances, influencing nutrient absorption essential for muscle repair. Another critical factor is their low nutritional value. They are rich in empty calories, energy without the proteins, vitamins, and minerals needed to build muscles or mend tissues. So, even while enjoying something pleasurable, that underlying weariness can persist. The impact on your legs becomes clear: less firmness, more aches, and reduced tolerance for activity. Historically, ice cream ingredients and processing were vastly different from today's industrial scale. This is a good moment to pause and think. How often does store-bought ice cream feature as a treat in your household? Could a switch to simpler, homemade frozen desserts or more natural brands make a difference not just to your taste buds, but to how your legs feel day to day? Does this mean giving up frozen treats forever? Not at all. Consider making nice cream by blending frozen bananas with other fruits. Opt for sorbets made with real fruit, or look for simpler ice creams with short ingredient lists. Awareness and moderation are key. From the freezer aisle Let's move to another sweet temptation: milk chocolates. While dark chocolate 70% cocoa or more can offer benefits, common milk chocolate bars can have a more serious impact on leg health after 60. The primary concerns are their composition, typically very high in sugar, leading to that detrimental cycle of blood sugar spikes and energy crashes, contributing to declining muscular power. Alongside sugar, many milk chocolates contain significant saturated fats and sometimes less desirable fats like palm oil, affecting cardiovascular health and blood flow to leg muscles. We were just exploring how even beloved milk chocolate can be problematic due to its high sugar and unhealthy fat content, and a relatively low amount of beneficial cocoa solids compared to dark chocolate. The journey from cocoa bean to a mass-market milk chocolate bar often involves extensive processing, resulting in a product that can be loaded with preservatives and emulsifiers, further burdening your system. These simple sugars rob your muscles of sustained energy, and the calorie density can contribute to weight gain, straining your lower extremities. Historically, milk chocolate was an innovation for sweetness and preservation, not primarily for health. The key? Opt for dark chocolate 70% or more in moderation for those protective flavonoids with less sugar. Now we've covered a wide range of dietary pitfalls. But we're finally at the most surprising part: the two vitamins that, when taken in excess, can paradoxically undermine your strength. This is information you won't want to miss. First up, a vitamin absolutely crucial for vision, immunity, and skin health, but one that can cause significant problems in high doses, especially for older adults. Vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential, no doubt, but it's fat-soluble, meaning your body stores any excess, primarily in the liver. Over time, especially with high-dose supplementation on top of a diet rich in performed vitamin A from animal products like liver or fortified foods, this can lead to a buildup called hypervitaminosis A. As we age, our ability to metabolize and excrete substances can be less efficient, making us more susceptible. One of the common, yet often misattributed, symptoms of too much vitamin A is muscle and joint pain, often affecting the large muscles of the legs. This can be mistaken for arthritis or general aging. Real muscle weakness can also occur, making everyday tasks difficult. Excess vitamin A can also interfere with vitamin D's action and hinder calcium and magnesium absorption, leading to fatigue, spasms, and cramps. Crucially, it can cause liver damage, impairing energy production, and has been linked to bone demineralization and an increased fracture risk, a serious concern for seniors. The real risk typically comes from high-dose supplementation or very high intake of performed vitamin A, not usually from plant-based carotenoids like beta-carotene. The message: respect vitamin A's power and ensure your intake, especially from supplements, is balanced and ideally guided by a healthcare professional. Don't self-medicate with high doses. This brings us to our even more surprising vitamin. It's heavily promoted for bone health, especially for seniors, but its dark side in excess is rarely discussed. Vitamin D. Yes, vitamin D is critically important for calcium absorption, bone health, immune function, and muscle function. Many older adults benefit from supplementation. However, the more is better mindset can be dangerous. Like vitamin A, it's fat-soluble, and excess is stored. Very high doses, almost always from over-supplementation, can lead to hypervitaminosis D. The primary consequence: hypercalcemia, abnormally high calcium in your blood. This happens because too much vitamin D tells your body to absorb excessive calcium and can even pull calcium from your bones into your bloodstream. This is where the direct impact on your legs occurs. Hypercalcemia can cause muscle weakness, muscle and bone pain, leg stiffness, and cramps. Ironically, a vitamin for bone health can lead to bone pain in excess. It can also lead to calcification of soft tissues, muscles, tendons, arteries, even kidneys, making them stiff and painful. Kidney stones and kidney damage are also risks. Toxicity from sunlight or diet alone is virtually impossible. The risk is high-dose, often unmonitored supplementation. Vitamin D is actually a prohormone, and too much can throw systems out of balance. Supplementation should always be personalized, guided by blood tests and your doctor. There's a sweet spot. Too little is bad, but too much can also weaken your legs and overall health. This is our challenging question. Are you currently taking vitamin A or vitamin D supplements, particularly in high doses, without regular medical review or blood tests? If so, this information might be a crucial prompt to discuss your supplementation strategy with your doctor to ensure it's truly benefiting, not inadvertently harming your health. So, we've seen how even essential vitamins like A and D in excess can turn from allies into adversaries for your leg strength. It's a powerful reminder that balance in nutrition and caution with supplementation is absolutely key. Understanding what to avoid is a huge first step to reclaiming your leg vitality. But here's the thing. Knowing what not to do is only half the story. If you stop here, you're missing the real magic. The nutrients that actually build back that strength and get your legs feeling steady, energized, and reliable again. So now that you've cleared the path, what goes in to fuel real recovery? That's exactly what we dive into next in 6 powerful nutrients that stop leg weakness fast. These are the unsung heroes your body wants, but most seniors don't even realize they're missing. If you skip this, today's progress might stall right where it is. But if you're ready to take action and give your muscles the support they've been waiting for, click the next video and let's keep building momentum. Your strongest, most stable legs are closer than you think.